Party of it. I thought I'd go ahead and show you where I want to do it and what the texture looks like. Going over it with the stone makes it blend in a lot better. It does a lot better job than just going in there with the sand rolls and doing it. But mainly getting that texture right where I'm going to put that tube in. I mean, I'm going to pick up a decent amount of numbers on the intake, but the real killer is the exhaust here. The exhaust is going to work really good. So putting a dose of spray on here or whatever, that's where this turkey here would really shine at. Alright, I'm going to touch up the rest of it, and then we're going to take the stone and shoot through the tube holes. I'm going to show you how I set that up. Because, like I said, this has to have some press fit, and I need a little bit of roughness in it. That's why I use the stone for the tubes. Okay, now I'm going to take my stone. Wow, I'm going to have to scoot her over a little bit to get a straight shot in. Alright, and I'm going to go through here and clean it up so I can... Alright, I'm going to have to thin this stone down a little bit. Got a little bit smaller head, and basically I'm just taking the stone and touching the area where the tube's going to go to make sure I ain't got no sharp edges right in the way where when I shove the tube in, it hangs up on it. Alright. And that's all. It's just cleaning that area up a little bit of prep. This side here, the port itself is already polished. Now she's ready to slide the tube in. And also on the intake side, let's catch one of them. Remember, there's two ports on the intake that has had the tubes run in it. Okay, and that's for the balancing act that I have to do that straightens the runners out. Alright, so got that straightened out. The next thing is to go ahead and mix the epoxy up and load them. For the epoxy, once again, we're going to use JB Weld Industrial Strength Weld, and wow, it's going to take a lot to do all of it, I can tell you that. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and mix it up. Let's do the exhaust side first. That's what we're wanting to see, since that's the area with the super hardened tubes. Now, like I said, on the intake side, we're going to use the thin wall brass. There's no real heat or danger on them. Alright, so we're going to mix it up. I'm going to go ahead and pause for a second and get this all done where we put them in. Okay, I almost forgot my gloves. I normally don't wear them on anything, but this crap right here I sure do. It can make a mess. Alright. It just don't want to do right. Alright, now mix it up, of course, till it turns gray. You know what? We're going to do the intakes first because there's enough here I know for sure to do them. Alright. So we come through the top, and I take the screwdriver and I paint it all down through there. Alright. Yeah, that's what I thought. It's going to take a lot for the exhaust. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and set them up and push them in there. You know, with a big block, I never noticed it. It's a little harder because you can't, some of them head bolt holes don't look the same when you turn it around, that's for sure. Yeah. Alright, now we'll put a little bit on the tube. I usually take my fingers and just try to smush it on there pretty good. Yuck. Okay. Alrighty then, looks like we got these epoxied in. Let's shove them in, and I'm gonna have to get some. I want to make some more up for the overhang part, but all right. Now I take my little driver. Whew. We just want it going down a little bit below it. Alright, now we're going to take this and hopefully give us a little bit of, there we go, that's what I wanted. A little bit of overhang. Now this is a big block, boy, you got to have some long fingers. Just put it all in there so it covers the tube holes. Wow. Alright. And turn her upside down. Of course, I'm not going to get this lucky. I doubt I'll get enough out of it to run the rest of it. Hell no. That's right. I don't have to because it's only on one side there. Wow, that's great. Alright, well that's right there is it. That's it on the intake side. Got plenty of goop on there. Make sure it fills in the little cracks and crevices. And on the top. Alright, we're going to pause for a minute for the exhaust. Okay, and now as you can see, I'm on the exhaust. And even though the tubes ain't real long, it just absolutely has to cover that whole area in there to the point that it's got, you know, some overhang in it. You can tell, you can kind of look down in there and see. You say, you know, you sure go to a lot of trouble putting them in, and which it is a little bit of a pain in the ass and epoxy and all that, but if you've seen the gains that it made on the flow bench, but I mean mainly horsepower gains, you'd find out real quick it's worth every bit of it. It's just the action that it's going to let it use that whole side of the port, which it wouldn't do with that tube in the way or with that big bulge of material up there. All right, I got it painted good. All right. Now, here we go with the tube. And even though I got the hole painted good, I still go in here and put a bunch on this. I might say that the gains you get on this, we're getting ready to do a 460 forward here pretty quick. But the gains, see, look how tight that is, okay? This is what I was talking about. It ain't like the intake side. It's got to have that press fit. And that's why that I set that up like that. See, watch here. Let me make sure we got it on view. See, this is a different ball game here. See, if it don't go in like that, then it absolutely is not going to hold. I still go in here and put some in. Believe it or not, you'd think it would burn it out. I've took some heads apart over the years that I put it on the exhaust and it only burnt down so far. The JB well was still there. All right, that right there just showed us majorly what we needed to see. All right. Which was, you know, how much press fit that there was in that thing. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of them and get it done. And we're going to come back and take a look at it as a finished piece. Alright, now we got it. Let's take a look. All the tubes are in. I went ahead, just like the intakes though, and push it in as far as I can to fill in the crevices. Now I can't tell you, boy, when once that stuff dries with that press fit in there, it takes an act of Congress to get them out. So I'm not worried about any kind of leaks, but I still always take and push it all around the tube because it'll just burn back so far and the support will hold it. So we got that, we got the exhaust done, and we rotate it around here. And we got the intakes. I have to rotate the head up for you to see. Well, hell, why not? And there's our intakies. All right. This is about a max effort as you can take these heads out to. I've hit them with everything I've got without having a cutaway trying to get it. I just hope it was worth it. Mainly, I hope I break the 450 CFM mark. And, you know, that ain't really a big mark to make, but it's a decent shoot. And mainly having an exhaust side that can get a 75 to 80% ratio of the intake. That now is a trick. And this is all you can do to it. Alrighty, so we're going to go ahead and let it harden and dry, and we'll pull it up. We'll do the valve job enlargement and clean it up, and these things are ready to go.